7-year-old Ruzgar is accompanying his mother, Candan Günveren, to work, like most days. Due to the pandemic, Turkish schools have been shut for over a year. Candan runs a private kindergarten on the outskirts of Istanbul. They're occasionally allowed to open, unlike schools. Her son attended school for 6 months before authorities ordered all schools closed. Now, Ruzgar spends his time at his mother's kindergarten or at home, attending virtual lessons. Something the second grader doesn't enjoy.
I preferred math classes in school. I liked it there, even though teachers sometimes got angry at us.
For the past year, remote learning has been the new normal for Ruzgar, a challenging situation for him and his single mother.
Ruzgar struggles to stay focused in front of the screen. He still can't read or write properly. The kids have lost interest in everything. They don't want to leave the house anymore and are losing touch with the outside world.
Over 10 million Turkish children and teenagers haven't attended school in months. They're only allowed back for exams, like these pupils at an Istanbul primary school. Many parents are fed up with the government's strict stance on schools.
Education should be their top priority. Instead, we see them holding conferences and party conventions without heeding any corona restrictions. The education sector is being neglected.
While most other European countries have tried avoiding school closures, Turkey's Education and Science Workers Union warns Turkish pupils are falling behind.
Online lessons are not very effective. We have basically lost an entire year of teaching. We never understood why schools supposedly pose a greater infection risk than cafes or restaurants. Those are allowed to open.
Turkish school closures have hit poorer families, like the Aslans, hardest. Some 4 million Turkish school children don't have internet access at home. That means Mohammed Aslan must rely on the educational programs on Turkish state television. Next door, Mohammed's sister, Havanur, is using her mother's smartphone to attend a virtual class. The 9th grader is annoyed.
The connection keeps breaking up. It's almost impossible to follow the lesson. Sometimes our teachers don't show up because they have become infected or they are in quarantine. And we're not even allowed outdoors to have fun. I am really worried about my future.
Their father works in construction and always wanted his children to get ahead in life through education. But the pandemic, he says, has exacerbated social inequality.
People with money can send their children to private schools and pay tutors to help their children catch up. We can't afford that. Our children have to resort to educational television shows.
Wealthier parents like Candan Günveren are finding Turkey's economic situation increasingly difficult too. Candan says more and more parents are taking their youngest out of her kindergarten. If the trend continues, she may go out of business. But matters are even worse for Turkey's school children. They are the ones paying the highest price in this pandemic.